I got some mail today. Says I'm in debt. Now, I'm no stranger to collecting. I mean, just take a look behind me. Do you really think a woman would come here? I think I'm a virgin.
Now, collecting is an incredible pastime. It eats into your life, you go into debt, but hey, I have this cool Super Saiyan Goku figure. I mean, I can't pay rent, but you can do a Kamehameha. Now, there are multiple types of collecting. There's books, phones, statues, figures. What is this doing here?
Oh man.
So, why do people like collecting things? I mean, it's pretty simple. It makes you more unique. And your commitment to getting these cool little things just makes you, well, you. I mean, literally just take a look at my room with and without the collectibles I have. It's really boring. When I was younger, I was always a big collector of video games, figures, or books. I had this IKEA shelf at my dad's house full of my DC Icons figures, and then my manga collection on the next two shelves. I had a TV cabinet full of my Xbox and Wii games. Later on, when I started working, I even collected Lego, with the Daily Bugle and Sanctum Sanctorum being two of my favourites. Unfortunately, with going back to university, I didn't have anywhere to store most of my stuff, so all of my books, figures, and Legos were all sold to make some extra cash. But during this year, I've gotten back into collecting with my figures and whatnot. It's been really nice, and also expensive, but I am slowly back on track of collecting all of my stuff back.
I think I have a problem.
Figure collecting, it's generally one of my biggest hobbies, as I do have a lot of them. There are different companies that produce the articulated ones, which are the kind that interests me. You have Hasbro, who does Marvel Legends, Mafex, who does different lines such as Batman Hush and the Spider-Man ones, Amazing Yamaguchi, which are my personal favourite, and then one of the biggest ones from Bandai called SH Figure Arts. I have two of them. The legendary Super Saiyan Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and then the raid on Onigashima Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. When I got these two, it was so cool. I mean, they were both some of my favourite characters in fiction. The Goku figure was amazing, but then the Luffy figure, it was a disappointment to me. I mean, he doesn't even have a thigh swivel or that many accessories, which, you know, I get. It's a budget release, being at $35 rather than a typical $60 to $70. Even though it has all of these flaws, it was my first ever real collectible figure, and I love it. To me, collecting figures isn't about the most expensive figures you buy. Yeah, they look nice, but some figures, you can't even pose them right, and honestly, I always thought statues were a bit useless, until...
This is a figure?
Well, yeah. Some people do call them figures, but there's a difference between this and then this. I don't really have that many statues compared with figures. I never really liked them, but when I was younger, I did have a lot of them from various different animes, mainly because I was a broke teenager and I couldn't afford the good articulated ones, only really the cheap statues, which was fine honestly. But once I started getting money, that's when I started getting more and more figures. Now, onto a topic that everyone collects, which is video games. Everyone technically collects them. It could be from Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo. Hell, even the digital ones count, but the ones that interest me are NES, SNES, and the N64. They've always piqued my interest, especially with the GameCube. I love video games. I love old video games. I mean, the GameCube is my favourite console of all time because of the games such as Twilight Princess, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Smash Bros. Melee, just to name a few. Collecting old video games has always been pretty big, especially during COVID-19 with prices skyrocketing. Before I sold basically all of my stuff, I had a few GameCube games, Wii games, and N64 games with the respective consoles, which was nice honestly. But now that we talked about a few collections, what should you do? What do you want to collect? It can be up to you. Anything can be a collection. It can be spoons. It can be as simple as plates. It's just a matter of what makes you special. And think of it as a respectable way of hoarding your stuff. anything is possible.
Even me?
No!